Well, hello YouTube, and welcome to my channel, and welcome to my 600 subscribers video special. Yes, it's that time again where I've hit another subscriber milestone on my channel. 600 doesn't seem like 5 minutes since I hit 500 subs. In fact, yeah, I actually hit 600 subs a couple of weeks ago. It was on the 21st of January. 2021. A couple of weeks ago, I woke up one morning, noticed it had just gone over 600 subs. But I decided I didn't want to do the video right away because I wanted to get a few more subs. I wanted to get a bit of a cushion before I actually did the video, because you know the YouTube algorithm at the moment, so it likes to de-sub people at random, and so there was a good chance if I was on 602 subs, then I would have done the video. Next thing you know, I'm 598. It's silly stuff like that. So I waited a couple of weeks. So now I'm up to 607. I think it's time I actually did my 600 subs video. Now this is review 204, and review 200 was my 500 subs video. So this is only the fourth review I've done since my 500 subs video, because last year I hit 500 subs again. What was it? Saturday the 8th of August. But again, I didn't feel like doing it at that point, and I looked at my review schedule and I was getting close to 200 videos, so I wanted to hold on until I hit 200 reviews and then do my 200 reviews as a 500 subs video. And so it was like 11 weeks or 77 days before I actually did my 500 subs video. But that's by the by. Now we're here to do my 600 subs video. And the subject I've got to review today is another G1 figure. I picked him up at TF Nation, the first TF Nation in 2016, and I bought him as part of a pair of figures from a seller called Beyond Technologies at TF Nation. I mean, as you go into the hall, that row of stalls that was behind the seating area for the where they did all the stage stuff, and he was right on the corner. As you came in the door, you turn right and then immediately left, and he was actually on the corner. He was next to the DJ booth, I think. Yeah, so I went there, and I was at the time I was after a G1 Weird Wolf, and I'd looked around the hall, couldn't find any other G1 Weird Wolves, and I found this guy. He had some, and he had actually a pair of them, pair of bodies, and he only had, you had two Weird Wolf bodies, and then you had one gun and one sword and one Headmaster between the two, and the Headmaster was broken. So I can't remember how much I paid for it. It was about 45 quid, I think I paid for the two. Anyway, cut a long story short, I got them home, and then I did a bit of a restoration work. I took both the figures apart, cleaned all the, washed all the plastic parts, and I rebuilt one figure with all the best bits and the other figure with all the second bits. Bought some hand cast reproduction sword and gun. I had to repaint the sword. Did a repair on the broken Headmaster. One of his arms was missing and the other arm had broken off, so I did a repair on it and made him a new arm out of plasticard, and again mixed up some paint to colour match that sort of dark blue colour on the figure. And then I bought another Headmaster at great expense, because you know what it's like when you're trying to buy G1 Headmasters separately. They're like horrendous money. I paid something like 20 odd quid for it, and I built the two figures back up. And yeah, so Bot 600 is the first of these two figures that I bought at TF Nation back in 2016, and actually he's in this shot. He has been in the back shot of a lot of my videos over recent times. He's right there. So here is the focus of today's review. Bot 600 G1 Decepticon Headmaster Weird Wolf. So obviously I've got him in his wolf mode. Like I said, this guy has been restored. I took him apart, cleaned him, put all the best bits on, bought a replacement Headmaster for him, and yeah. And also I got repro labels for the pair of them, so I put repro labels on them both. So yeah. Now, Wolf mode. What can you say about the Wolf mode? Pretty cool looking. It was one of the new generation of G1 figures that came out for Headmasters, where they were totally brand new designs by Hasbro. They're a lot bigger than the original G1 sort of Diaclone-esque figures that came out. All plastic, no die cast, but they had a little bit more articulation than the original figures. This guy's got a few more joints. He's got a few joints on his legs and his arms, so you can get a little bit of posability out of him. The wolf head goes up and down a little bit. The jaw will open, but only when the head is in the up position, because when you pull it down, the head won't actually open. He's got a cockpit on the back with the Headmaster inside. So there is Monzo, and shut that. He's got a little bit of wiggle on his tail, and then he's got the wolf arms. They're on a soft ratchet, can move forward on the shoulder, and then a hard ratchet on the arms there, and then the tail legs can move backwards and forwards a bit. So it's got limited articulation in wolf mode, not a great deal, but it's got something, which is more than could be said for the original G1 figures, which were pretty much bricks when you transform them. So transformation. Oh, itchy nose. Transformation, fairly simple. Basically, you pull the sword off. Well, the tail, because it becomes a sword. Actually, I know. I've got his gun down here. Then, obviously, you take the Headmaster out of the cockpit, which I've already done. And then you can straighten out the legs. Flip back the beast legs. And then bring that chunk backwards. Then you take the arms and you fold the forelimbs or the wolf limbs back. Straighten the arms up. And then unplug rather the wolf head, fold it back, and then you get your Headmaster, fold him up, and becomes a head. Obviously they've got that little flap that folds down over the face as well in robot mode, but you plug him in, and of course he's got the text spec reader, so when you plug the head in, head on, hang on, you see his text spec reader comes up with his speed, strength and intelligence, and as you can see he's got a speed of 6, a strength of 6 and an intelligence of 10, so Weird Wolf is quite a clever boy. Right, so there is his robot mode, and he looks pretty cool. He's got a lot of junk in the trunk. He's got the 2 big chunks of his alt mode that fold out on his back. It's a G1 figure, where's it going to go? They've got very limited articulation on them. Well, very limited engineering is what I meant to say. Nice colours, nice. I mean, this camera's not doing the yellow justice. It's actually got a bit more. It's a bit of a sort of a slightly darker shade of yellow. It's making it look a lot brighter in these lights and this camera, but it's actually a slightly darker shade of yellow. Got some chrome accents on there. This guy's is completely decked out in repro labels, so he's got brand new repro labels applied. It's got the little. You flip these things up on the shoulder. And he's got like little missile spam in his shoulder. That's a pretty cool accessory. Articulation, nothing at the head. He has got articulation on the elbow, two very tight clicks. The arm will go all the way around, though it does collide with the legs a little bit. And the legs, no splay at the front, no waist joint obviously. Leg can tilt forwards and only goes back so far because it hits that. And now he has got knees, but they only go forwards due to transformation. They don't go back. So unfortunately, he doesn't do any of that. Now, obviously, like I said, this is one of a new generation of molds that was, created by Hasbro after, you know, they'd used up all the Diaclone molds from the original G1 toy line. And yeah, they're bigger, they're chunkier, there's a lot more plastic going on, a little bit more articulation. So you could argue they're an improvement. I mean, I remember back in the day when the Headmasters came out, I used to play with Transformers with a kid next door by the name of Colin Priest. He was a couple of years younger than me, but, you know, I had a ragtag band of, you know, mini Autobots and some Diaclones and, you know, KO type Transformers, and his parents bought him proper Transformers. They bought him most of the Headmasters. I know he had Chrome Dome, Highbrow, Weird Wolf. I think he had Weird Wolf. He might not have had Weird Wolf. He definitely had Skull Cruncher, and he had Snapdragon as well. And we used to, you know, play Transformers together, and there was one instance where in the loft of our house in Rugby, it was a terraced house, it had this enormous loft which we'd you know, carpeted and, you know, panelled off, and we had this massive Transformer battle in the loft, my bots against his bots, and we actually recorded it. We had an old cassette recorder where we actually put a cassette in it and recorded it, and that tape existed until the early 90s. I mean, it was a proper full-on, you know, sort of two kids full of imagination, you know, battling their Transformers together, you know, and it was fascinating. I bet if I listened to it now, it'd be making me cringe. It'd be very cringe-worthy to listen to it now, but I wish I still had it, because it would be, you know, an example of kids back in the day playing with the toys as they were meant to be played with, you know, and it would be an amazing sort of, you know, throwback to my childhood. But unfortunately that cassette, when we moved from Rugby to Leamington, I got rid of a lot of my old stuff, including a lot of my old cassettes, and I threw it away, and it's probably in a landfill site somewhere. So it's a shame haven't got that anymore, but never mind. Anyway, getting back to the figure, you know, nice chunky solid plastic. They got a good weight, these Headmaster figures. Comes with a couple of accessories. He's got his sword, or like some people say, sword. You know, why do they... I mean, to me, sword has got a silent W. Some people pronounce the W. I don't know what this is all about. I mean, maybe in more recent times people have said, oh, the proper pronunciation is sword. But I prefer to say sword. So, yeah. There we go. He's got his tail sword, and he has his gun, which goes in his other hand quite nicely. And he's all tooled up with his gun and his sword. Really good figure, decent. Now, like I said, I decided to get this guy because I do this thing called character mold set collecting, and you know, I like to collect all the molds for a particular character. I do have some rules of this. One of the rules is I like to stick to official and third party figures. I don't do KOs. But with that said, next to me, I've got all my other Weird Wolf molds that I've collected over the years. And I like to think I've got all the Weird Wolf molds at the moment that exist. So, obviously, I've got my Bot 600. And then I've got the other G1 bot. I've got the other guy. This is the what's left of the other guy that when I took them all apart and rebuilt them, this is the second one. This guy isn't quite as nice as this one. This one, the plastic's all really good on him. He's got, you know, the plastic's all nice and clean, not many scuffs and scratches. He's got a decent Headmaster on him, and he's got original gun and sword. This guy, he's got like a hand cast reproduction sword and gun. I had to repaint the gun. I mean, you can probably see, I don't know whether you can see, but it's got green on the handle because it was moulded in green plastic. The Headmaster as well, I had to do some repairs on the Headmaster. Let's see if we can put the autofocus in. You can probably see, you can see this arm here. I mean, that's the original arm. I had to fix it with a screw. And this arm I had to put a screw on, and I had to rebuild it from scratch out of plastic card and paint it up to look like an arm. So yeah, so I had to do a lot of rebuilding on this guy. The other thing I noticed, the plastic's yellowed on a lot of the white plastic parts on this guy, so he's not in mint condition. But, you know, this is my bot 600, this is bot 601, effectively. So I've got two G1 Weirdwolves. I don't really need this second one. I might be tempted to sell it if someone's willing to, you know, do me a price on it. I did work out exactly how much this figure owes me. I think it owes me about 25 quid. I think it's about 55 for the other one. So I might be tempted to sell it if somebody's interested in it. So I've got two G1 Weirdwolves, and then other moulds that I've got, going with the official ones first. Got the BotCon exclusive repaint of Cybertron Snarl as Weirdwolf. I'm not sure what BotCon year this came out. I think it was 2008 or 2010, or I can't remember anyway. So I've got him. It's a good use of the Cybertron Snarl mould, you know, painting it up as Weirdwolf. I mean, obviously he's a Cybertronian figure. He's got Cyberplanet key. You put it in his arm, and you know, it's got these like cyber jaws that come out. So he's got all that. But he's a pretty decent mould, decent use of the figure. And then we've got, obviously, more recent times, we've got the Titans Return Wolfwire. Got hold of him. He's a really decent mould, decent update of the you know, the G1 original. In fact, yeah, let's do size comparisons with the G1 and these other figures. That might be something we can do. So there we go. There's the BotCon one next to G1. Then we get on to the third party ones, starting with Unique Toys Palm Collection Tom. Now, I've got all the Unique Toys Palm Collection figures. I mean, Unique Toys is one of those third party companies that's, you know, sort of teetering on the edge of disappearing because of reasons like DX9. It's a shame those two, you know, third party companies feel that they need to, you know, quit while the going's good, you know, and maybe move on to other things. But got hold of him. Now, obviously, this is it's got a really cool transformation, decent articulation. It's a bit plain in terms of moulding and you know, and stuff. You know, it hasn't got much in the way of moulding detail. It's a little bit plain looking, but it's got a really cool transformation. I really like this mould. And breaking my own rule about, you know, collecting KOs, you've got the Mech Fans Toys Vecma Studio oversized KO version, which is an improvement. It's an improvement in virtually every way. It's got better colours, it's got better moulding on it, it's got a little bit better articulation engineering on it, and, you know, and aesthetically moulding. It's such a much better figure. It's also bigger. And obviously, let's do the quick size comparison with the G1. And then with the Vecma Studios, what's he called? Wolfman or Wolf Warrior or something like that. Yeah, don't usually do KOs, but I thought it was worth it because this is such an improvement over the original mould. Not that I hate the original mould, I really like the original mould, but this thing's such an improvement, I thought I'd get it and add it to my collection. It's a decent enough figure. So I've got him. Then we get on to the other third-party offerings. Fans Project Function X Quadruple U. Again, really cool transformation on this. You know, I like the Function X, you know, Fans Project stuff. It's really cool, decent engineering, nice aesthetic. You know, pretty big. It's bigger than slightly Chug Plus, you know, but yeah, he's a decent figure. And then finally, yes, Fans Toys FT18 Lupus. I've got the one and only, and let's revert to this side, the one and only masterpiece Headmaster, you know, Weirdwolf that they've ever done, and it's the Fans Toys one. Obviously, next to the G1. Yeah, I bought this back in the day. I think it was one of the first bots I got in 2016. Rare as hen's teeth Fans Toys only ever did one production run on this figure. They've never reissued it. And it's the only third-party masterpiece, or the only masterpiece Weird Wolf out there. There are no others. There's just this and nothing else. So there's a lot of third-party masterpiece, masterpiece G1 masterpiece collectors out there who are clawing at the bit to get hold of one of these. And of course, the prices this thing goes for on the aftermarket is outrageous. I mean, we're talking 300-400 quid for this guy. I can't remember how much I paid for him originally back in the day. It was like 120, 130, something like that. He's big, he's heavy, but he was my first example of a Fans Toys figure. And to be honest, I wasn't that impressed by him because he's got some niggly little QC issues. I mean, this stupid thing he's got in his back, this telescopic, cockpit in the back, it isn't very good. I don't like the design of the wolf head that much. It's too pointy. It's got the snout's too pointy and angular. It looks like a rat snout rather than a wolf snout. So yeah, I mean, and the engineering on the legs is a bit weird as well. There's so many things about this that aren't quite so great. I admit probably Fans Toys might do a version 2.0 of this down the line. Maybe, I don't know, because it certainly wasn't one of their best figures they ever did. It's known to have issues, and perhaps they might want to revisit it sometime. But yeah, I've got one, and he completes my set of my character mold set collecting for Weird Wolf. So, yeah, there we go. That is my review of my Bot 600 for my 600 subs review. Hopefully you found this interesting. G1 Weird Wolf, Headmaster. He's a pretty cool little figure. One of the new generation of Transformer toys to come out in the sort of late 80s. He's decent, but he's still got the shortcomings of a G1 figure. But he's all right. He's okay, and I got him and his mate. Bought the pair of them together as a fixer-upper job lot at TF Nation 2016. So yeah, I've done the work on them, restored them both, and there we go. So yeah, that's been my review 600. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Thank you if you've subscribed to my channel recently. I noticed since I hit 500 subs, I've been steadily collecting subs, and I mean, it was August where I originally hit 500 subs, and now we're into January and I've hit 600 subs. So it seems to be picking up pace. It's a shame that the viewing figures aren't reflecting this. I'm still getting very poor viewing figures on my videos, and some people have said that my video format is very stale and tired, and I need to make changes to it. And I don't see the point in making or improving my videos significantly if I'm still getting paltry viewing figures. So unless I get a massive influx of views on my videos, there's no point in me improving or making my videos any better. There's just no point. So there we go. It is what it is. Like I said, I'm a little bit delayed getting this video out by a couple of weeks. I thought, I know I've got enough of a cushion now, over 600 to warrant doing it. Yeah, so don't know what I'll be doing next. I am expecting a big third-party figure to come in, so I'll be doing an unboxing video on that when it arrives. In my opinion, it should have been delivered yesterday, but Kapow sent it Parcel Force 48 hour on Thursday, and it still hasn't arrived, and I'm recording this on the Sunday. So yeah, Sunday the 7th. So yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. I've been TFI Wilderness. Thank you for subscribing if you're one of my subscribers, and I will catch you in the next video. Goodbye.